Okay, so it is apparently feast or famine for Crypto Cove content, and right now we're evidently in a feast. But today, what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about what pool funding members need to do in order to qualify for token distribution, because I get questions about this at least once or twice a day, and I, this is a bit of a common misnomer of the community. I'm actually not officially a part of the pool playing back end. I'm not an official onboarder, support agent, or anything of the sort, really. So I'm honestly not even the right person to ask. But in any case, let's go through the checklist briefly, and you can make sure that you have everything all sorted. So that way, when you ask the question of why your distribution hasn't started, you can check and see if maybe you might be the problem. So for that, first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and share my screen. And there's a couple things you can do here to check and make sure that you've got everything situated here on pool funding, but we'll come back to that in just a minute. The first thing you want to do to check and make sure that you should be getting token distribution is to check and make sure that it's been at least 90 days since you first made your pool funding payments into the new system as of November 2024. So for that, you want to go over to BscScan or BSC Trace and enter in your wallet address. You see, I've already pulled up the BscScan for my wallet here. And what you want to do is you want to go over to token transfers, BP20. And then you want to go through the list until you get to a USDT transaction. Now, BscScan will reference USDT transactions as Binance Fake, BUSC, BSC, BUSD, excuse me. So we can go ahead and click there to filter out transactions that don't involve USDT. So that way you only see transactions coming in and out of your wallets that involve USDT. And what you want to do is you want to go through the list. Probably you'd want to go to the last page in most cases and check and see when your first regular payments were made. Like we can see in my case, we see a $1 and $10 payments made 236 days ago. So obviously that's more than 9 days. So I qualify for token distribution for this day at least. And the presumption is that you've been making your payments all this time. So you should definitely be getting distribution if that's the case. If you had to skip a day for whatever reason, you wouldn't be getting token distribution for the corresponding day, 90 days from that day. I, I hope that makes sense. So with that in mind, we checked one of the boxes here. So we see that, yes, my first payment was made over 90 days ago. So now let's go back to pool funding. And the next thing you want to check is that you have enough balance in your transaction fee holdings here. Now, this is the gas fee that will be used to pay for your token distribution because it's gone to the point where for everyone involved, that would be to the tune of several thousands of dollars worth of gas fees. And that's just not something that pool playing can absorb as the cost of doing business. So that cost is passed down to us as members. You can see that I've loaded up $10.70 worth of BNB in my transactions fee holdings. The transaction fee you send here is paid in BNB rather than USDT, but it is paid in the USD value of the BNB that you send. And it's also worthy of note that this transaction fee balance here is not the same as the BNB that you have on your wallet. So let's take a look at the BNB that I have in my MetaMask wallet here. And you can see that I have $60 worth of BNB in my MetaMask wallet. So the amount of BNB you have here and the amount of BNB you have here are not one and the same. You have to send BNB over to them here or to pool funding. So with that, let me show you how to do that. So go ahead and click on the blue transaction fee because this is actually a clickable button. And that'll bring up a prompt to allow you to select how much in USD value you want to put in your transaction fee. It's recommended that if you're in all three pools that you have at least $10 in the transaction fee balance. If you're in two pools, you can get away with say $7 or $8. But let's say you want to add $2 worth. So go ahead and click this arrow key here twice to get to 2. And you can also just enter in the number on your keyboard or keypad if you're on a mobile device. And then from there, you can click the green Pay Now button. And MetaMask will pop up with a transaction request, very similar to, this is in the way, very similar to how they come up when you're making your usual pool funding payments, except you'll see this is for BNB. So we'll go ahead and click the confirm button. The minimum amount you can add per transaction like this is $2 worth. But if you're planning on putting the whole amount in there, the whole $10 or $7 or what have you, then you might as well just put in the entire amount in one transaction to save on gas fees a bit for you. So we see that the payment was successful, so we can go ahead and click the close button. And we can see that $2 has been added to my transaction fee balance here. All right, so that's done. We've ticked that box. Now we move over to the next thing we can do, and that's going through our profile and making sure that's set up correctly. And what you'll do is you'll click the Edit My Profile button here. I'm not going to click it right now because that'll show all my information, and I don't want that all over YouTube, sorry. But I did take a screenshot of it when I blanked out my information a while back. So let me just go over to that screenshot. And from here, you can see what a blank profile looks like. Yours may look just a bit different than this, but the important thing is you make sure that it's all filled out. Now, some boxes in here you can just leave empty or put NA if you don't have it. Like, for example, with Facebook, what I have on my profile is NA because I'm not a Facebook person, not anymore. But what's really important, you see how I have this notated in red here, Telegram number / ID. It is very important that you put your Telegram username in there so that the pool playing team has some way of contacting you, because that's Telegram is going to be the main way that you're contacted by Ace or a member of the executive team if they need to reach out for you for whatever reason. So definitely make sure that's put in, and you do need to put in your full username along with the @ symbol at the beginning of it. So In my case, that would be at Cerberus1, since that's my Telegram handle. And it's also wise for you to put in your full name, email address, and any other methods of contacting you that you have that you want to put in here. If you don't have a WhatsApp number, you can just use your mobile number if you want to put that in. And then when you fill that out, it's a bit chopped off here. You'll see a green button down here that says update profile, and that'll say the information that you've put in here. So with that in mind, I do have mine filled out. So that's another box checked off. And actually, hang on one sec. There's a bit of noise here. Welcome back. So I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen again, and we can pick up where we left off. All right, and back over at your Wolfenay account, what you want to do next is go over to genealogy, because that's the next and final box for you to tick. I'm not going to click on mine because that will unfortunately reveal some people's information. But I do have a screenshot that goes over the point that I want to make here from someone else who gave me permission to share their genealogy, such as it is. All right, and here we can see that we're in the genealogy section of this person's pool funding account. And Mr. Purple here has already done his verification. More on that in just a couple minutes. And he's always set up on his end, but the issue is that none of his downline, none of his team have done their verification. So that's something that the pool funding administration looks at when they're looking at who to turn on for distribution. Because if no one else on your team has done verification, then it might potentially look like that you or someone else involved with you has multiple accounts, which obviously as has been discussed numerous times, isn't allowed. So they're not going to turn on distribution if they think that's the case with you. So if your genealogy looks anything like this, with several people not having their photo at all, then what you need to do is to reach out to those members of your team and basically tell them, hey, get on this. This is holding everything up, holding you up, and it's holding me up. So with that in mind, this will be the next box ticked. So we'll go on to the final box ticked, and that's the actual verification. Now, verification is done through Telegram with a member of the support team with a member of the executive team. And that's going to involve you getting on a call with a member of the executive team. And they're going to ask for your wallet address and take a look at your pool playing accounts, as well as take a screenshot of your picture while you're on there. There's multiple reasons for them doing this, but the main reason is to make sure that you have just one account, because we're here for people. We're not here for robots or anyone who thinks they can game the system by having more than one account. So if you haven't gone through verification yet, reach out to one of the executive team members. It's a quick and painless process. It takes like 5-10 minutes. And once you're done with that, you don't have to go through it again. So that absolutely makes things a lot easier when you've gotten that done. That, and you can absolutely, I don't know where my thought was going with that. Anyway, so that's the next and final box ticked. So after you've gotten all four of those ticks, you know that it's not going to be a you problem with distribution being done. So if you're still not seeing distribution started and you've ticked all these boxes, then it may be that just that distribution just really hasn't started for you just yet, because distribution is being restarted slowly in phases, and it's being done gradually so that we can make sure everything is working, and so that we can catch any sellers that might try to sell whatever we give to them. So with that in mind, that just about does it. And please share this video with the members of your team so that they know what to do. And this is definitely a video I'll be saying out whenever folks ask me about this from here on. And yeah, with that, we're just about done here. So all of you have an excellent day, night, afternoon, etc. And we'll see you later.